Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ino. In today's video, we'll look at how we can install Ubuntu 24.04 LTS version on VirtualBox. Now let me open VirtualBox here. So we'll be installing Ubuntu using this VirtualBox. Before we begin the installation, we'll need to download the ISO image. So I'm just gonna minimize this and open a browser. And here I'll search for Ubuntu download, and we'll go to the ubuntu.com link. And once you get to the page, you'll see that we have this Ubuntu 24.04 LTS, which is long-term support. This is the latest version, and if you look at the size, it's the size of the file is 6 GBs. And if we look at the system requirements, you'll need 4 GB memory and at least 25 GB of free hard disk space. So make sure you have that before you begin the installation. Now to download, just click on this and the download should begin. And this one takes a while because of the file size. And I already did the download, so I'm just gonna cancel this. So right now it says it takes about 17 minutes. So let me X out of this. Once you have the file downloaded, we'll go to VirtualBox and we'll say new. And then here we'll name our virtual machine. I'll call it Ubuntu 24.04. This is the folder where it's going to be installed. So this is my default folder. I'm not changing that. The ISO image, I'm not selecting it right now. I'm going to attach it later. The type is Linux. I'm not changing that, and it's Ubuntu 64-bit. So I'll click on next. Now it says that you need at least 4 GB, so we'll need to increase this to 4096. And we'll increase this to 2 CPUs. We'll click next. Now disk size, minimum is 25. Let me increase this to 30. Next. And finish. And here's the virtual machine. I'm going to right click on it and go to settings. Under general advanced, I'm going to share the clipboard here. Bidirectional, drag and drop, bidirectional. Description, disk encryption. I'm not changing any of that. The system, I'm going to select this one and move it down. Actually, I'm going to uncheck this one. I'm not using a floppy. So the base memory, we already said we need 4 GB, so that's good. Let's see what else. Processor, we have 2 CPUs. Acceleration, not changing that. We'll leave the defaults. Under display, we'll maximize our video memory, and then we'll enable 3D acceleration. Under storage, this is where we'll attach our ISO image. So I'll click on this. And then I'll go to this here, I'll click on it, and then I'll go to choose a disk file. Now you'll need to go to the folder where you downloaded your ISO image for Ubuntu. I put mine on the downloads folder, and there it is. I'll select it and click open, and now it's attached. Okay, the next thing I normally change is the network. You can go with the default, which is NAT, that shares the IP address. But if you want to access this machine from other devices within your network, you can use bridged adapter. That's what I'm going to use. Once you've made those changes, click OK. And now we are ready to install our Ubuntu Linux. So I'll click on Start here so that we can begin the installation process. Okay, it's right here. So it says try or install. So I'll go with this option. I'll just press Enter. Minimize this. So right here, we have the option to install Ubuntu. So I'll click on this. So I'm going to select English here and click on Next. I'm just going to click Next here. English again for keyboard layout. Click Next. Okay, I'll click Next here. Click Skip. Here I'll go with the install Ubuntu, click next. I'll go with the fast option, click next. I'll go with the basic. So I'll go with the default selection, click next. I'll click next. I'm not selecting any of those options right now. Erase disk and install. So I'll go with that option, click next. We have to input our name here. I'll go with put Eno and I'll leave the default there. The username is going to be Eno, and then I'll put a password here. And I'll confirm the password. And I'll use the password to log in. I click next. Here we'll go with, here we'll select a region. I'm going with the default. Click next. Then I'll click install. And at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and then come back if we're required to input any information. So as you can see here, it's still installing the system. So we'll just have to be patient and wait. Now we can also view via the terminal here what's being installed. If you click on this icon right here, you can see what's going on behind the scenes or in the background. So the installation is still ongoing. I'll pause the video again. So the install is finally done. What we need to do here is a reboot or restart. And then we should be able to use the Ubuntu Linux. So it's saying to remove the installation media. So I'll have to go to the settings here. Under storage, there's nothing, it's not attached. I'll just press enter. And we are finally at the login screen, so I'll just click on this and put in our password. And I'm able to log in, as you can see here. This is the Ubuntu 24.04. I can go to the apps here. I can open the terminal. And I can do cat etc as released to check the version. That's all for this video. That's how you can install Ubuntu Linux 24.04 LTS on a VirtualBox. I hope this information has been helpful. I'll catch you in my next video. Thanks. Bye.